The deck that you see on my screen is not actually what I am playing for the viewer.
Hmm. I'm on the play. Yeah, I guess I'll keep.
Knowing what deck you're playing, this is probably a bad keep, but I will keep it anyway because I would if I didn't know what you were playing.
You could maybe know what I was playing in a tournament. You never know.
I couldn't. Like, personally. I'm not good at doing my research.
If it was, if this was like top eight, you'd have access to my deck list. Have you ever played in a tournament with a top eight?
I played in a TCG event.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I guess I should say, have you ever played in a tournament with a top eight and you actually were in the top eight?
Um, Game day? There were like
Yeah,
12
yeah.
people?
I mean, game day counts.
Sure.
Because this last game day, I did there were like 20 people or whatever, and I was like second seed going into the top eight.
Hmm.
That's really, I think that's a lot of fun. Like if you've got enough people that it makes sense. Because I play a lot of F&Ms where, where there's like 20 people and I've got like two losses, and it's like I know that I'm one of the best players here. It's just that I had a few bad rounds. So I really like that. It's like, okay, you have your randomness or whatever, and then we sort of weed out the people that are really, who are really having a bad day.
Hmm.
And I don't know. And it leads to a longer tournament, which is always fun. Like, any excuse to play more Magic. I don't know why I brought that up. I brought it up because you said like about the not knowing what I was playing or whatever. Because I think it's all competitive REL. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
If you're in the top eight, you have access to each other's deck lists, which I think is really
Hmm.
interesting. It makes sense because it means that it makes sense, but. Hmm.
Oh, God.
Although
I
I
should
think I
just,
just
like,
gave you an extra turn.
I should just scoop because this deck is so unfun to play against. That's not the right way to play this.
No, that's yeah. Unfortunately, this deck doesn't interact that well. It's really fun to play with. I would strongly recommend if you find yourself
With $100?
with, yeah. It's
Uh,
I mean that's literally, I mean, if you can get if you can nickel and dime your way to the mana base,
hmm.
um, Geist is literally the only card that's like anything.
Oh, I drew an answer, but I'm 1 mana short.
Ooh.
Good game. Yeah, I suppose a lot of decks have a hard time beating turn 2 Geist.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, and that is something when you're building a deck, like, you know, you can have synergies within the deck and a point to the deck or whatever. But sometimes it's just nice to have like, okay, I'm gonna play the best card in standard, or
Mm-hmm.
one of the. I would say Geist is top five at least because like you got Thragtusk, Liliana, Geist, Boros Reckoner, and Snapcaster Mage are probably the top five cards in standard as
Mm-hmm.
far as raw power. And playing a deck, it's like what is Bant control? It's Thragtusk and 56 other cards. Like playing a deck that is just straight up the most powerful cards in standard is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I before rotation, I had four Snapcasters and I had Bonfires for my
Mm.
standard deck, and that was a lot of fun. But the deck was not great, and money reasons I couldn't keep it. So, meh.
Yeah. It's really funny. I played a lot of Snapcasters on Magic Online. I mean, I guess it's probably because I was playing Delver variants or whatever, but pre-rotation. But then at one point I sold them, and they haven't. It's not like they've gone way up in value or anything. I just haven't really played with them since then.
I really like instant speed things and tricky decks and such, so I should eventually pick some up. But I'm sure it will have rotated by the time I get there. Oh
Well,
man.
and the nice thing is you can play Augur Bolus, and it's like it's you can build a deck so that it's correct to play Augur Bolus.
Hmm.
Like it doesn't. You don't have to play. You don't have to have Snapcasters if you don't want them.
Yeah, but it's still frustrating because it's like, well, my deck would just be better if I had them.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's why I've stayed away from um that's why I stayed away from Bant auras. Even though I was playing Invisible Stalker in block. I
Hmm.
had there was a red blue auras deck
Hmm.
that was similar, and I was playing that in block because I played a lot more Innistrad block than I ever did Return to Ravnica block. Is it just me, or was Innistrad block format more popular?
I think I think it definitely was.
Because it was, and I haven't done hardly anything uh, with Return to Ravnica block. But when I've looked at the decks, like I think that the biggest difference was that until the end, until Jund became the deck, the best deck in Innistrad was the red white tokens deck, which was cost 10 tickets total. The only thing that was expensive was Clifftop Retreat and Clifftop Retreat and Hellrider was like a couple dollars, but
Hmm.
mm, mm, booze is starting to hit me. We'll see whether it's going to hinder my math skills.
All right, I've got lethal next turn.
You have lethal?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sack this land so I can pull up a Boros Reckoner.
Okay.
Sorry, I should not just try to mess with your head.
I'm not that drunk.
I know.
But I think now when I look at the deck lists of Return to Ravnica block, it's just not um they're it's expensive cards.
Hmm.
Um Angel of Serenity and Jace's Architect of Thought decks. There's the mono red decks look like they're pretty cheap, but
Hmm.
it just doesn't. I don't know. I'm just not hearing everybody was really excited about the Splinter Fright deck in Innistrad and a couple of other decks in Innistrad. They were just really excited about, and I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, you should check out this Return to Ravnica block deck." Well, that's fine because that's what I wanted you to do anyway.
Well, thanks.
Needed to get rid of that guy.
Oh God. I really should have played the Evil Twin instead of Cackling Counterpart so that I could kill Invisible Stalker this turn. Oh, you've got something else. Okay.
Well, sort of. It's just lethal.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant by something else. Good game. Yeah, I'm not doing so well tonight.